Yes, now you can start, sir.
I welcome all the students, newly admitted students to the university, and my presentation or my talk will include a PPT on examination rules, examination system of the university, how it works, and what we expect from students and what we deliver to the students. All these things I will mention in my PPT, which I will share with you all. And first of all, I congratulate all the students for their admission in this university, which is named after the great personality Deenbandhu Chotu Ramji. And I start my presentation or my PPT. Let me share it with a quote from Chotu Ramji. Uh, Let me share this. Now I think it's visible now to the students and to all, I hope.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Now, students, there are two quotes you see, both are very relevant today. First is about the views of Choturamji about non-cooperation movement, which the different view of Choturamji with Gandhiji led to his, you can say, he left the Congress party on this issue at that time. And second is about the tolerance and the secularism, which is nowadays we talk a lot on the TV debates, news in the newspapers and everywhere. This quote I want to read for you, young students. Uh, the Muslims are 9 crores in India. This is the situation, pre-independence situation. You can say about 1942-43. ये तब की बात है उस वक्त का ये कोट है The Muslims are 9 crores in India. It's impossible for the Hindus to turn them out. Similarly, it's not possible for the Muslims to destroy the Hindus. Means there is no fear to Hindus at all. There is therefore no reason why Muslims to destroy the Hindus. They should not give proof, or they should give proof of tolerance and work shoulder to shoulder like brothers for the cause of India's freedom. These were the thoughts of this great personality. Uh, and we are proud that this university is having its name within Bandhu Chotu Ramji. Now let's come to the point of examinations, which is my domain, and the examination system of the university, how we conduct, and how many types of examinations are there. And entire examination system of this university, dear students, is controlled by examination wing of the university. And the examination wing has some branches, and these branches are supervised, or you can say controlled, by the Office of Controller of Examinations, which is located on the first floor of administrative block in the university. And there are mainly 5 branches in the examination wing. Let me briefly explain to you what are their functions, how these branches function, and how these are integrated with each other. Each branch is headed by an officer of the level of assistant registrar or deputy registrar. First of all, the conduct branch. The conduct branch mainly deals with conduct of various examinations. Its responsibility is to release the date sheets before the start of examination. Generally, they release date sheet at least 3 to 4 weeks before the start of major examinations, and they release the schedule of conduct of practical examinations, and this branch is responsible to depute the teaching as well as sporting staff for the purpose of conduct of examinations, and they also deal with the cases related to unfair means in the examinations also. Then result branch is mainly responsible to issue notifications of the results of the students, and sorry, they issue the detailed marks card and degrees to the students, and also any kind of verification. When you pass the examination and you join any institute for any job or for admissions, then again the agency asks we people to verify your results. So this result branch is responsible for verification also. Then there is electronic data processing center, and electronic data processing center is the heart of the examination wing. It processes the whole data in the form of the marks in practical examination, theory examination, and any other data related to students. And the CDP center then transfer the data to different branches as well as to other stakeholders of the university. Then CQSE branch is mainly responsible for the question paper setting and for the evaluation of PhD thesis, evaluation of MTech thesis, etc. These are dealt by the people in the secrecy branch. Students are advised not to visit this branch during their stay in the university. Then re-evaluation branch. After the examinations, when results are declared, those students who score more than 15% mark, they have a right to re-evaluate their answer script. हर एक स्टूडेंट बच्चों री इवेल्युएशन के लिए अप्लाई नहीं कर सकता, वही बच्चे री इवेल्युएशन के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं जिनके मार्क्स मिनिमम 15% होंगे. Then they apply on a performa, and the re-evaluation branch ask the faculty for re-evaluation of the answer script. Re-evaluation is done by a different teacher, not by the same teacher who has already evaluated the answer box. So this is about the functioning of these 5 branches, which comes under the umbrella of examination wing. Now there are 2 types of examinations during your program of study you have to face: minor examination and major examination. In
सर स्क्रीन शेयर हो गया है.
except I think a few courses of Bachelor of Architecture, the weightage attached to major examinations is 75% and to minor examinations is 25%. These minor examinations are conducted twice in a semester, and these are conducted at the department level or the college level in case the students are admitted in colleges. But the major examinations, you can say these are end semester examinations. These are conducted once in 6 months, or you can say twice in a year, and the weightage attached to these examinations is 75%. Then the major examinations which are conducted by the examination wing of the university. Odd semester examinations are generally conducted in November, December, except this year, because this is year of pandemic. So the examination system and many things are delayed by 2 to 3 months. So for first semester this time, the examinations of you students, those shall be conducted from 16th March 2021 as per the existing schedule of the university. And you can say April. I request most of the students to mute their, you can say, these microphones. The reason being because it is being recorded. So please mute your microphones after my presentation and my lecture. I will invite you for any question. Then even semester examinations are conducted in the month of May, June, but this time these examinations will also be delayed by a month or two. As I told you earlier, date sheet are announced 1 month before the start of major examination. Then eligibility, who can sit in the major examination? Student must have attended at least 75% lecture, although there are 75% lectures in each course. Let me clarify one thing. अगर आपके 75% लेक्चर से लेस लेक्चर्स हैं किसी भी कोर्स में, तो आप पूरे सेमेस्टर के लिए डिटेन किए जाते हैं। ऐसा नहीं होता कि एक पर्टिकुलरली इफ यू आर स्टडिंग 5 सब्जेक्ट्स कोर, व्हेन आई स्पीक कोर्स मीन सब्जेक्ट, आपको मान लिया फर्स्ट ईयर में आपको ऑफर किए गए हैं 6 कोर्सेज, 6 कोर्सेज में से अगर आपके एक भी कोर्स में लेक्चर शॉर्ट हो जाते हैं तो आपको ये नहीं कि उस कोर्स के लिए ही डी बार किया जाता है, नो, फॉर द एंटायर सेमेस्टर। दिस इज द पॉलिसी ऑफ द यूनिवर्सिटी। Although there are certain relaxations in 75%, but in any case, after applying all the relaxation, all the mercy appeals, the number of lectures should not go below 60%. This is the minimum eligibility to sit in the examination. Then what's the rule to pass a particular subject, a particular course? Because in school examinations, in some examination board, the minimum pass marks are 35%. In some board examinations, there are 30% marks. But in this university, in all the academic programs except PhD program, the minimum passing marks you need is 40%. 40% in each theory subject, 40% in each lab subject, and 40% in the aggregate of minor and major examination. I will explain you this by some examples. Let's take example 1. There is a course, a subject, Math 101C, for example. It's a course of mathematics for any branch, you can say. Maximum marks end semester ka 75 and 25 are allotted to internal assessment. किसी स्टूडेंट ने मार्क्स ऑब्टेन किए 42 आउट ऑफ 75 एंड 12 आउट ऑफ 25। टू पास द कोर्स उसे 40% चाहिए 75 का अलग से। 40% ऑफ 75 इज 30 मार्क्स एंड 40 आउट ऑफ द टोटल 100। टोटल इस स्टूडेंट का मार्क्स है 42 प्लस 12 54। तो उस 54 उसने स्कोर किया 100 से और 42 स्कोर किया 75 से। तो दोनों कंडीशन क्लियर है उसकी। 40% इन थ्योरी सेपरेटली एंड 40% इन एग्रीगेट ऑफ मेजर एंड माइनर, so the candidate is passed. Next example 2. Suppose a student has obtained 32 out of 75 and only 6 out of 25. 75 में से उसे पास होने के लिए 40% मार्क्स चाहिए 30, और उसने 32 स्टूडेंट ने ऑब्टेन किया। तो फर्स्ट कंडीशन तो क्लियर है उसकी, बट हियर द टोटल मार्क्स आर 38 आउट ऑफ 100। सेकंड कंडीशन ही इज नॉट फुलफिलिंग, so the ultimate result is student is fail in Math 102C. So from this example you notice the importance of internal assessment. अगर आप इंटरनल असेसमेंट के मार्क्स थ्योरी में मिला के आपके 40% नहीं आते हैं तो बेशक अकेले थ्योरी में 40% है, यू विल नॉट बी डिक्लेयर्ड पास। यहाँ पास होने के लिए अगर उसके इंटरनल असेसमेंट में 6 नंबर है जबकि उसे 10 नंबर चाहिए थे 25 में से पास होने के लिए 40% ऑफ 25, तो वो 4 नंबर की डेफिशिएंसी यहाँ कम करनी पड़ेगी उसे फुलफिल आउट ऑफ 75। अगर इसके यहाँ 75 में से 34 मार्क्स होते तो ये पास हो सकता। नाउ द रिजल्ट इज दिस। देन थर्ड एग्जांपल, Suppose candidate has 26 out of 75 and 15 out of 25. Here he need at least 40% in theory alone in out of 75. उसके हैं ही 26. So again the result is fail. So what I want to say that you have to obtain 40% in end semester and 40% in aggregate. If any of these conditions is not satisfied, then the result, you know, will not be the pass by. You will be placed under reappear category. Then the grading system of the university. We evaluate the students on a scale of 0 to 10. You see. And in this table, you can see the range of the marks, grade and grade point. Sorry. These are the first column shows the range of marks in percentage. Second is the corresponding grade, and then the grade point. Here you see if the marks are between 62 and 69%, then grade is B and grade points are 7. Similarly, other and less than 40, the grade is F, then there is no grade point. Then formula for calculation of SGPA and CGPA. SGPA is semester grade point average and CGPA is cumulative grade point average. I will explain you these both in the next slide, then you will be able to know in a better way. These are the mathematical formula for both. Now let me explain this how we calculate SGPA and how we calculate CGPA. So by an example. I am taking example of a student admitted in computer science engineering in first semester, and similar examples can be for other students also for dual degree or for MSc first semester. A student of first semester is offered 8 courses. You see course code HUM, humanities, mathematics, then physics code, then electrical engineering code, then some mechanical engineering code, then humanities code again, then physics code again, then electrical. You see PHY 109C and PHY 119C, two courses of physics. One is theory course, another is a lab course. So the codes are different. Because in first semester you have to read some electrical engineering courses as well as some mechanical engineering courses. So this is not the exact one. Whatever you are offered, that is in as per your ordinance. But I am taking an example. Then credits attached to the courses. 2 credits are attached to humanities, 4 to mathematics, physics, and electrical engineering, 3 to mechanical, and so. Credit, I think Dean Academic Affairs has already conveyed to you that 4 credits means 4 contact hours in a week. 2 credits means 2 contact hours in a week. Then the student has obtained grades like this in the next column. He has obtained B grade in HUM, B in mathematics, A in physics, A plus in electrical engineering, C in mechanical, and then these A plus, B plus, C plus in lab examination. Then corresponding grade points. B grade means 7 points, A means 9 points, A plus means 10 points. Then what is this quality point? Quality point is the product of credits and grade points. You see in HUM 101C, 2 credits, 7 grade points, 2 multiplied by 7, that is 14. In mathematics, 101C, 4 credit course it is, grade point are 7. So 4 into 7, 28, and then we add the quality points and we add the credits. Quality points divided by total number of credits gives you the SGPA of a semester. This is semester grade point average. Here I will request you to focus on first two courses, course number 1 and course number 2. You notice that in HUM has 2 credits and math has 4 credits. And in both these courses the grade is B. Because in next slides I will discuss how we can improve our SGPA or CGPA in a fast manner. कि ज्यादा क्रेडिट वाला कोर्स है उसमें अगर हमारे अच्छे मार्क्स आते हैं तो एसजीपीए पे क्या इफेक्ट होता है, और कम क्रेडिट वाले कोर्स में अगर हमारे ज्यादा मार्क्स आते हैं तो हमारा एसजीपीए और सीजीए पे क्या इफेक्ट होता है। ये मैं डिस्कस करूंगा अगली 1-2 स्लाइड में, विच आर वेरी यूजफुल फॉर यू। तो इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूं HUM और मैथमेटिक्स के जो 2 और 4 क्रेडिट हैं और दोनों में नोइंगली मैंने बी ग्रेड लिया है, ये आप इस पे फोकस करना। नाउ लेट्स टेक द बीटेक सेकंड सेमेस्टर ऑफ द सेम स्टूडेंट। जो फर्स्ट सेम में था बच्चा उसी का ये सेकंड सेम के कोर्सेज हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल 6 कोर्सेज हैं सेकंड सेम में, और इन 6 कोर्सेज में ये कोर्स कोड्स हैं, क्रेडिट्स हैं, फिर उसके ग्रेड्स हैं जो उसने ऑब्टेन किए, देन ग्रेड पॉइंट्स, देन क्वालिटी पॉइंट्स, फिर वही प्रोसीजर क्रेडिट और ग्रेड पॉइंट्स का प्रोडक्ट लेंगे, दैट विल गिव यू क्वालिटी पॉइंट्स। सम ऑफ द क्वालिटी पॉइंट्स इज 125, सम ऑफ क्रेडिट्स इज 17, and up to 2 places of decimal the SGPA is 7.35. Now in the bottom you see CGPA of first and second semester, cumulative grade point average of both the semester. एक तो आप ये दिमाग से निकाल दीजिए, कई बार स्टूडेंट्स को ये कंफ्यूजन होता है, मेरे ऑफिस भी आते हैं वो, कि जो CGPA है वो SGPA की एवरेज है। ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं। CGPA, you see the formula of CGPA. In the last slide, the sum of quality points was 157. You see, sum of quality points in first semester was 157. Sum of quality points in second semester is 125. I add these two quantities. This is the numerator. And denominator is, in CGPA I am talking, in first semester total number of credits were 20, in second semester total number of credits are 17, 20 plus 17 37, so 282 divided by 37, this is CGPA of first and second semester. In the same fashion, if BTech program has 8 semesters, dual degree program has 10 semesters, MSc 2-year program has 4 semesters. So for example, if we take example of BTech, सभी 6 semesters के quality points का sum, that will be the numerator of CGPA, और सभी 8 semesters I am talking of BTech, all the 8 semesters में जितने credits बनते हैं स्टूडेंट के वो डिनोमिनेटर होगा, and that will give you the CGPA of the entire BTech degree. This is the formula to calculate CGPA. And as per policy of the university, CGPA multiplied by 9.5 is the percentage in marks. That is not the exact percentage in marks, but after your graduation, many institutions will ask what the conversion formula. So conversion formula of this D-crust is 9 multiplication by 9.5. So this is about the grading system and the calculation of CGPA and SGPA. Now let me explain you effect of credits on SGPA and CGPA. Credits का क्या effect होता है आपके grades पे? आपने देखा जो इंग्लिश को ह्यूमैनिटीज कोर्स था हमारा वो 2 क्रेडिट कोर्स था, और मैथमेटिक्स हमारा पिछली स्लाइड में मैंने बताया था आपको 4 क्रेडिट कोर्स था, और दोनों में ही फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में जिस स्टूडेंट का हमने एग्जाम्पल लिया उसका दोनों का ही जो है B grade था, if you see. The grade was B. Now you see in the first portion of this slide, स्टूडेंट का ग्रेड इंक्रीज हुआ ह्यूमैनिटीज में B से B प्लस, तो जो न्यू सीजीपीए होगा वो उसका 7.95 होगा, और जो पहले वाला सीजीपीए था वो था उसका 7.85, तो इंक्रीज हुआ 0.1। लेकिन अगर वही ग्रेड का इंप्रूवमेंट B से B प्लस मैथमेटिक्स में अगर वो स्टूडेंट करता है तो 7.85 से उसका जंप होगा 8.05, तो एक्चुअल इंक्रीज होगा 0.2। मींस credits attached to mathematics are double than credits attached to humanities. So if you get 2 marks increase in mathematics, in humanities, then and 2 marks in mathematics, increase of 2 marks in mathematics, then that increase of 2 marks in a higher credit course will increase your SGPA at the double rate than the course which has only 2 credits. Similarly, अगर आपका ह्यूमैनिटीज में B से A ग्रेड पहुंच जाते हैं तो 0.2 इंप्रूव होता है, लेकिन वहां 0.4 होता है, ऐसे ही A प्लस। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में यही मैंने डायग्रामेटिकली शो करने की कोशिश की है। ह्यूमैनिटीज के जो रेड बार हैं, दीज शोज दी ह्यूमैनिटीज एंड दी ग्रीन शोज दी मैथमेटिक्स। तो अगर किसी का B से A प्लस पे ग्रेड पहुंचता है तो मैथमेटिक्स में अगर A प्लस होता है तो 8.45 तक उसका राइज कर जाएगा CGPA, लेकिन अगर ह्यूमैनिटीज में करता है तो 8.15। But you have to pass each course. I am not saying that courses attached with the lower credits are irrelevant. They are equally relevant. You have to pass this. But these slides reflect that if you get better marks in a course of higher credit, then your CGPA or SGPA will be higher. Higher the grade in course with more credits will lead to higher SGPA or CGPA. Then we award division, first division, second division, pass division, and first division with honors. So these are the divisions. If your CGPA lies between 5.26 and 6.32, then it is second division. If it is between 6.32 and 7.9, it is first division, and it's first division with honors if you pass every paper in single sitting as well as CGPA is more than 7.9. ये विद ऑनर्स आप ध्यान से देखें, इसमें क्या है कि अकेला CGPA 7.9 से ज्यादा होने से ऑनर्स नहीं आपको अवार्ड होगा, आपको सिंगल सिटिंग में हर कोर्स पास करना होगा। मींस आपके कैरियर में कभी भी रीअपियर नहीं आना चाहिए। अगर एक भी रीअपियर आ जाता है तो चाहे कितना ही CGPA हो, then you are not eligible for honors as well as you are not eligible for the gold medal. Then these are the rules to award gold medal. One gold medal is awarded for each discipline, like BTech, like MSc 2 year, like MSc 5 year, and for every branch you can say. And the criteria is the candidate must have passed the program in normal duration. Normal duration 4 years is for BTech, 2 years for MSc 2 year, and 5 years for dual degree. So, and each subject should be passed in single sitting, means no reappear during the entire program of the study. Then the candidate should secure the highest CGPA among all the candidates, including the students of affiliated colleges, but CGPA should not be less than 6.32. Means minimum CGPA 6.32 होना चाहिए, और ये कॉलेजेस और यूनिवर्सिटी को मिला के एक मेडल होता है। ऐसा नहीं होता कि आपका इफ MSc फिजिक्स आपके डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फिजिक्स भी रन करता है, एमएससी फिजिक्स एक कॉलेज भी रन करता है, दूसरा कॉलेज भी रन करता है। ऐसे ही बीटेक यहाँ डिपार्टमेंट्स में भी रन करते हैं, बीटेक एफिलिएटेड कॉलेजेस में भी रन करते हैं। तो सभी स्टूडेंट्स को मिला के जिसका सीजीपीए हाईएस्ट है उसे मेडल दिया जाता है, प्रोवाइडेड दैट स्टूडेंट हैज नो रियल फियर इन हिज कैरियर। अगर इक्वल सीजीपीए आ जाता है देन ऑल्सो वी हैव ए रूल टू ब्रेक द टाइम। Then this slide reflects the rules when if someone is found using unfair means. DCRUST is known for fair and transparent and a very good examination system. So I will request you not to engage in such kind of activities which defame you, which defame your parents, which defame your organization. So there are certain rules for the punishment for those students who use unfair means during the examination. I'm not going all the rules one by one. If you need the copy of the rules, then on the examination website of the university, dcrustedp.in, there is under the category downloads. Let me show you. You can have a rule book of examination, but that only you can download that once. I think that is not here. You can download that rule book once you are allotted the roll number. Then examination grievances committee. During the examination, if there is any problem in the question paper or there is any difficulty in any question, you find any question is wrong in the major examination, then you can make a written complaint to the chairperson of the department or to the principal of the college. Then this a committee consisting of 4 persons, senior persons, will examine your grievances and a suitable corrective measure shall be taken. This committee is headed by Dean of the Faculty, then Chairperson of the Department, nominee of the Vice Chancellor, and nominee of Controller of Examination. Now, students, this is the website of the university, examination wing website. Main website is dcrustm.ac.in. And this is also dcrustedp.in as well as dcrustedp.ac.in. So this is the examination related to, this is the website related to the examinations of the university. If you go on the main website and click on examination, naturally you will jump to this website. This is the registration page. Actually, let me tell you one thing here. Here in this university, every activity related to examination is paperless. When you will register yourself on this page, it requires your name, your email ID, your phone, your roll number. Your 11-digit roll number is unique roll number. That will, throughout your academic program, it will not change. This is the registration number also. Here you have to very carefully enter your phone number and email, because we communicate with you through email and through your contact number. ये ऐसे नहीं होने चाहिए कि सर मैंने अपने फ्रेंड का दे दिया या किसी और का दे दिया या जो है किसी रिलेटिव का दे दिया फोन नंबर, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। आप जब इस पे रजिस्ट्रेशन करें तो आप वो ईमेल दें जो आपका एक्टिव है, जिसको आप रोजाना चेक करते हैं, और वही कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर दें जिसको आप अपने पास रखते हैं, so that we can communicate you in a better way. After registration, you will get a password, and your username will be your roll number, and password will be given to you on your email and your, you can say, the phone number. Then this is the forget password page. Naturally, in the similar way you have on other websites also. Then this is student login. प्रोग्राम सेलेक्ट करेंगे, यू आर इन यूजी प्रोग्राम और पीजी प्रोग्राम, and then you will enter your, you can say, UG, PG, dual degree, PhD. There are programs in the drop down, and then you can enter your user ID and password, and you can log in. This is login page of a student, result page. You can see your result on this page. Every DMC of yours will be on this page. Detail marks card. ये आप क्लिक करेंगे, आपके सभी सेमेस्टर्स की, जब तक आप इस यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट हैं, सभी अपडेट इस पे रहेगा। एंड इवन आफ्टर यू लीव द यूनिवर्सिटी, ये आपके क्रेडेंशियल आपके साथ ही रहेंगे। Students, those who were admitted in 2007 or 2008, still they have their login ID and they can check their results anytime, anywhere through the website of the university. Once they are awarded the, you can say, password for it. This is the result page. Again, you can say the DMC is reflected here. You can take a printout of the DMC. Then those students who want to apply for re-evaluation, ये स्टूडेंट के किसी पर्टिकुलर स्टूडेंट का ये आपको पेज दिखाई दे रहा है। इसके 4 कोर्सेज हैं जिनमें ये एलिजिबल है री-इवैल्यूएशन के लिए। he or she can select any of these, you can say, courses for applying the re-evaluation. Then this is the page of the fees. Per subject re-evaluation fees is ₹500. तो अगर स्टूडेंट ने एक सब्जेक्ट ही चूज किया है तो फी पेमेंट 500 करना है उसे, दैट he or she can pay online. So this is all about, you can say, the examination system of the university and the services which the examination wing provide to the students. Here any other kind of activity, not only re-evaluation. Re-evaluation is one of the examples. Are online. A student need transcript, he or she can apply online. A student need a mercy chance, he or she can apply online. There are many, you can say, forms available under the tab download in the on the website dcrustydp.in. For the students, those who are interested to know more about the rules, let me tell you that in this dcrustydp.in, if you click the download, there is in the end you will find examination rule book. Examination rule book you can download after entering your credentials, your roll number or your email ID, whatever is required, and then you can download and you can read it. So I hope I have given the main details of the examination system of the university, and we try our level best here to conduct the examinations in a fair manner and to declare the results in time. Final year results, most of the final results are declared within 2 to 3 weeks time maximum, and other results are also declared in time. Here, this, as I have already told you, DCRUST is known for the better examination, the best examination system in our state. So, wish you all the best and good luck. Now, if there is any question, then I am very much here to reply your queries. Thank you, sir.
सर एमएससी 2 साल की जो कोर्स है सर, उसके सेमेस्टर वाइज सर एग्जाम कब कंडक्ट की जाते हैं?
बेटा
किस
बताया था मैंने, दिसंबर, जनवरी और मई, जून, बट दिस टाइम the odd semester means first and third semester. These examinations shall be conducted in the month of March due to pandemic.
सर इवन सेमेस्टर?
Given semester naturally May June में होना था, but that will go to July August. That time to time we will announce the schedule. When we complete the first semester, you will be able to know the schedule well in advance.
ओके
और
सर,
मैंने आपको बता दिया 16 मार्च से आपका एग्जाम होना है फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर।
ओके सर। सर डेट शीट आ गई है?
क्या?
सर डेट शीट आ चुकी है क्या?
The date sheet will be announced at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance. Now we are in December, so we will announce the date sheet in the
सर
month of February.
सर डाउनलोड कहाँ से करनी पड़ेगी?
क्या डाउनलोड?
सर डेट शीट जैसे जो भी शेड्यूल बना है वो हमें कहाँ से मिलेगा?
Published on the website, examination website. There is a tab date sheets. आज भी आप देखेंगे तो उस पे जो भी एग्जाम फोर्थ कमिंग एग्जाम्स है उनकी डेट शीट्स होती हैं। फ्रॉम देयर यू कैन डाउनलोड।
ओके सर।
So I hope now you will enjoy your teaching in this university. I cannot stay in the university because unfortunately we are passing through the pandemic. And please stay home, stay safe, and again wish you good luck. Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, Dr. Dhankar. I think students enjoyed it a lot.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Lecture will be very beneficial to you
Yes, sir.
regarding the examination.
Yes, sir.
system.
Yes, sir.
तो हम डॉक्टर धनखड़ का बहुत बहुत आभार प्रकट करते हैं। डॉक्टर साहब, आपने समय निकाला, हमारे बच्चों को यूनिवर्सिटी के एग्जाम सिस्टम के बारे में अवगत कराया। आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, doctor.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर साहब।
Let me exit now.
ओके सर।